Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Learning Videos. So in this video we are going to see the C code for a palindrome. Before moving to the code, let us understand what is a palindrome. Now we can see there are two cases over here. First case is palindrome. Now let us imagine we have got a string called as madam, M-A-D-A-N, madam. Now if we reverse the string, that means if I take the last element, that is M, as first element and the first element and I make it as a last element. So if both the strings are matching, then that type of string is called as a palindrome. It is not necessary it is a string, it can be an integer value also. But in this case, we are going to find out the string, whether it is a palindrome or not. Now, if you see, M is equivalent to N, A is equivalent to A, and D is in the middle. So that means if I reverse this string also, I'm going to get the same string that I had passed earlier. Now let us check one more case where it is not a palindrome. Now here you can see the string example is hello, Hello. If I reverse the string, that it becomes as Olleh, which is not at all equal to the given string that is hello. So these type of words are called as not a palindrome. Now let us see how we can do this in our C code. So I have written a code for to find out whether the string is palindrome or not. The question is write a C program to find if a given string is palindrome or not. First thing, we need to include our header file. So these are our header files. Now we have used header file called as string.h. So the purpose of using this header file string.h is there are many inbuilt methods in string.h that we will be using in this code. You'll see those inbuilt methods as we traverse into the code. Now we are starting the code with int main and the main flower bracket. Next, we are initializing the array of string, that is string 1 and string 2. Both are of array of type character. That means it can store character values. Next, I'm initializing two variables of type integer and its name are I and n. Then I'm printing on the screen enter the string. Now the user will enter the string. Now we are using gets method to get the string from the user. So whatever user enters the string, that will be captured by gets method. And if you see over here, gets method has been passed with a variable name called as string1. That is, we have initialized at the start over here. We are going to pass this string one variable to gets method so that whatever user enters will be stored it in this string 1. Next, we are going to find out the string length of it. What is the length of the string that user has entered? For that sake, we are using a method called as strlen, called as string length. So this method is available in header file string.h. We are using a method called as string length and I am passing the variable that is string to it. Now, this method will return me the value or the length of the complete string and it will be stored in variable n. Next, I am starting a for loop. Let us see why I am starting the for loop. I am initializing I variable to 0 and I am checking whether I is less than n and I am incrementing with the value I plus plus. Now, what is n value? N is nothing but the string length that we have calculated from line number 18. You can observe over here string 2, that is n minus I minus 1. Imagine if I have entered the value of string as madam, that is madam 5. Okay, n value will be 5. 5 minus I. In the first case, I value will be 0. 5 minus I, that is 5 minus 0 is 0 minus 1. That is turns out to be 4. So string 2 in the fourth location I'll be storing what? String 1's first location. I value is 0. So that will be the first position. So that value will be stored in last position. So if I open the example over here, now the first position of n, okay, the first position of n will be of string 1 will be becoming the last element of string 2. Okay, Next, what we are doing is the second element will become second last element of string 2. Likewise, we are going to traverse using the for loop. Next, imagine the I value is 1 now. 1 is less than 5, true. Next, we are going to calculate string 2 this value, that is 5 minus 1 turns out to be 4. 4 minus 1 turns out to be 3. Now, string 1 means string of I means I value is 1. That means second element will become third element of the string 2. Likewise, we are going to traverse through the entire string that has been entered by the user. Afterwards, at the last, after the for loop completes, for the string 2, I am going to add something called as /0. As we already know that string always terminates with a null character, that is /0. If you don't add this, even your string is a palindrome, it will say it is not a palindrome. We'll see that also. Next, I'm using a if condition. Next, I'm calling a function called as string strcmp. That is known as string compare. I'm going to compare two string, that is string 1 and string 2. And if this value of string compare is 0, that means I'm going to print a value called as the print f. The given string is a palindrome. Else I will print if it is not equal to 0, I will print it is not a palindrome. Always remember, whenever we are using a string compare function and we are passing two string, that is string 1 and string 2 in this case, if both the values are equal, that time this method will return 0 value. If it is not equal, it will return any other value. Okay. So next I am writing return 0 and I am closing the main flower bracket. Let us run this code and check. There are few warnings, ignore it. Let us check with the first example, that is madam, MADAN. Now my program should execute as it is an palindrome. Let us see. Yes, the given string is an palindrome. We'll run once again the code and I will enter something called as hello. Let us hit enter. Now the message is the given message is not a palindrome. Now in this line number 23, if I remove this line number 23 and if I run this, you may observe if I type MADAM, a palindrome also, and if I execute, then it is showing a message that the given message is not a palindrome. The reason for this is every string has been terminated by null character. If we don't include this, so it will give an error. That's it for the day. We have done with the palindrome example. If you have any queries, please comment in the comment section. I will be happy to help you on it. So let us meet in the next learning video. Till then, keep learning, keep growing.